performance and 4x4 reliability. Need extra rows of seating? Huge stock of new and pre-owned options available now. Don't wait. Get the best trade-in price, unbeatable interest, and the best value since 1941 only at RM Stout Jamestown. Go Jimmies!
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishing, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a rewarding job in a great environment where you can make a difference in someone else's life every day? SMP Health Ave Maria in Jamestown is looking for you. Visit smphealth.org/Ave Maria and click on the Careers tab to find the most up-to-date openings available. smphealth.org/Ave Maria. They're currently looking for nurses, housekeepers, CNAs, and universal assistants. Be sure to visit the website if you're interested and qualified for any of the positions that are open at smphhealth.org/Ave Maria.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at www.dakotacentral.com.
Jamestown 107.1.
5 losses in their last 8 regular season games for the Jamestown Jimmies, and they do not go into the postseason on a good note at all. The RM Stout postgame report after a 65-59 win for Bellevue over Jamestown today, as the Jimmies did make it tighter in the fourth quarter, but for about 31 or 32 minutes of this game, Bellevue was in control. They shot 41% for the game, 21 of 51, 5 of 16 on threes. But part of where they won this game was at the line. They were 18 of 20. Jamestown, 30% today. They hit only 20 of their 66 shots. That is not their worst shooting percentage of the year, but it's close. And as BJ pointed out when Thad Sankey was with us, 6 of 36 on three-pointers. And that is, believe it or not their worst three-point percentage of the year, but it's close. There was another game when they were 4 of 25, 13 of 19 at the line. What a day for Ashton Arnold to lead Bellevue. 23 points, 11 rebounds, 7-11 shooting. She hit a 3. 18 for Gabby Moore. Didn't hit a 3 in the first half. She hit 4 in the second half. The number 1 three-point shooter in the league. She has 85. 9 for Danielle Coyer. What a job she did off their bench with 6 rebounds. 6 points for Taylor Dement. 4 Josiah Smickens. Sakia Muhammad also had 2 points and 3 for Kaylee Danker. Kate Cordes, 19 on 6 of 14 shooting, a 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jessica Lostrom, how good was she off the bench? If not for her, this game's a 25-point difference. She had 18 and 4 threes and 6 rebounds. Jalen Martinson did the job too with 8 points and a career-high 10 rebounds. Hannah Hoggle only 5 today. Again, shots early, but not later for Hannah. 2 of 5. Jaden Wiest only 5. 1 of 9. She had a 3. Megan Oswald had 4. Bellevue, 14-5 in points off turnovers, 32-24 in the paint. Jamestown led in second chance points, 17-4 and 31-18 off the bench. 4 ties, 2 lead changes. Bellevue again led by as many as 17 late in the third before the Jimmies made it tighter. But there, from the Jamestown point of view, BJ, there is absolutely nothing good to take out of this 65-59 loss to Bellevue.
No, I mean, you hope Jessica Lostrom can keep it going. She's a streaky player, so I'd almost expect her to have a good game now on Wednesday. Aside from that, it doesn't matter that you win rebounding by 12 when your offense is non-existent. And let's call it what it was. The offense was non-existent. It ends up being a 6-point game because Bellevue did everything in their power to try and say, we don't want to win here today. That's the whole reason why it ended a 6-point game. It had nothing really to do with Jamestown.
Well, they stopped taking good shots in the fourth quarter. The other point is they stopped playing the defense they played in the first 3 quarters too, and that's why they got to a 7. And Jamestown wasn't good, I know, but Bellevue's defense was a large part of the reason they built up a 17-point lead in this game.
It absolutely was, and I mean, you think about it, just matchup-wise, there's no one that Valley City has, in my opinion, that can slow down Ashton Arnold. And I don't know that the way that Bellevue plays defense lends itself to beating Valley City because of the volume of 3-point shots that the Vikings like to get in the air. They're not going to shoot 6 of 36. So Wednesday night's really fascinating. I don't know who wins that game. But I know Dakota State has a preference, and it is not Valley City State.
And the Jimmies have their own things to worry about on Wednesday. Yeah, it's Dickinson State. Yeah, they're the last place team in the league, but you play like the Jimmies played today, frankly, and you're not going to beat very many teams.
No, I mean, I mentioned it throughout the game. There was this, and we know that the bracket is set and whatever, but there was very much this sense of, all right, we'll be back Wednesday about this game. No. You have to bring it every single time you step on the floor. Because, and I know in the heat of the moment you don't think about this, but you and I as former athletes, we do think about this. And the point I'm trying to get to is you have X amount of opportunities to compete. Once you hit that number, it's done. So you need to treat every last one with value and with precision and with intensity. And I don't think we saw that today.
You are a former athlete. I was last an athlete 50 years ago. So I wouldn't call me a former athlete. They're celebrating senior day for the Jimmie men's team, not only the 6 seniors on the men's team, but also their graduate assistant, or their student assistant, I should say, Andrew Konzemius, is also being honored here between the women's and men's game at Harold Newman Arena. So again, it is Wednesday night for the Jimmie women. Time hasn't been officially announced, but we expect it to be a 7 o'clock tip with Dickinson State. Of course, we'll have it here on Jamestown 107.1, and the winner of that game goes to Mayville for what we understand will be a late morning tip next Saturday at the Louis Lee Fieldhouse against the Mayville State Comets. And if the Jimmies want to get back to Mayville, yeah, they're playing at home on Wednesday, but you could kind of hear it in Thad Sankey's voice. You thought, boy, he sounded upset. He looked upset, and with very good reason.
Absolutely, he looked upset, and frankly, I'd be a whole lot more worried if after that performance he wasn't upset.
No doubt, no doubt. As we say, the seniors being saluted, so we have a little bit more time in between games, and that's our RM Stout post-game show. After Bellevue knocks off Jamestown 65-59, drops Jamestown into a third-place tie in women's play in the North Star. Coming up, the Jimmie men, who look to continue very solid play from last night. No, they have another week until they play again here, and they hope to keep it going this afternoon against a Bellevue team that, even though they've lost 7 in a row, they're not the easiest to play against. We'll get our S&P Health Ave Maria pregame show started for what should be an interesting game next, here on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Your home for UJ Jimmie, AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown, and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Looking for a roofing company that truly knows your town? Choose Vetter Construction. Unlike those big-name competitors using our city's name, we're your community experts right here working for you. From repairs to full replacement, our trusted team delivers quality and care that you can trust. For a roof that stands strong, call Vetter Construction today. 320-1990. 320-1990.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, the largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But if you can't wait to go to the store, Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at hugos.com. Once you're done shopping, choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace. Online shopping at hugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Jamestown 107.1.
Jamestown Jimmies know they're playing here next Saturday. Know they're the 2 seed in the North Star Men's Basketball Championship. But the seniors being celebrated today and being introduced to this crowd now at Harold Newman Arena before they meet the Bellevue Bruins. Back with B.J. Walters, David Burrell. This is the S&P Health Ave Maria pregame show, and Silas Benyon and his parents who visited here earlier in the season during January are back here for his senior day, the last of the 6 players on this team being saluted. Silas, after 2 terrific years here, and this team hopes they have at least teams to go, if not more. But again, the privilege we have of getting to travel at times with these guys, these are good guys and good leaders for this team.
They are, and I would just like to point person at the scorer's table that has seen basketball played with 6 players. Now, there's 6 seniors. There's one person at the scorer's table that has seen basketball played with 6 players.
Oh,
so
boy, here we go with this again.
if CB wants to try it, we could see what happens.
I don't think they can get away with that, like that one game you broadcast. He broadcast a game in high school basketball in Texas. How long was it there were 6 players on the court?
1 minute 20 seconds, and for
nobody caught it.
For those of you that have followed us all year, you know I'm not exactly the quietest guy. I was on the court in the corner and clearly pointing out how I was looking at a 2-4 zone, and it still took 1 minute 20 seconds for the officials to stop the game and go, well, this looks funny. You think?
All of the seniors with, in most cases, parents. Jimmy Linus' girlfriend is here with him on the court. So I bet Jimmy has a pretty good game today. But Brooks Carroll, of course, and his parents, and Garrett Colbeck, our pal from T, and Hunter Lyman here 1 year after being first at Crookston and then at VCSU.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish for Hunter.
And Silas, of course, and good group of young men being celebrated today in this final regular season home game. Again, the Jimmies know that they will play here next Saturday afternoon in the semifinal. And again, so you can plan, we can tell you again on Wednesday when the Jimmie women host Dickinson State. Hasn't been officially announced, but the NSAA mandates that standalone postseason games in that instance be a 7 o'clock tip and would mandate that the game for the Jimmie men here next Saturday would be a 1 p.m. tip. Again, that'll get officially announced later today, and the exception for Mayville hosting a game next Saturday is because there are high school playoff games scheduled for that entire day at Louis Lee Fieldhouse. In fact, 4 of them are scheduled, so that's going to be a long day for those folks next Saturday.
It certainly is. So the Mayville State game, our understanding is an 11 a.m. tip. And that's because at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. there are Class A East Region State qualifying girls basketball, Region State qualifying girls basketball games, the Class B East Region State qualifying games. So, because of all that, the NDHSAA would not move their times, they would not move their site. 11 a.m. for the Comet women a week from today.
And we say that because if the Jimmies win Wednesday night over Dickinson State, that's where they'll be, and that's where BJ will be Saturday.
It'll be a fun day. It'll be, with 5 basketball games in one building on one day. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I envision
here, and again, I'll say it again. I know Bellevue's lost 7 in a row, but there are big guys, and as Casey Brueggemann referred to, they have Emar Vincent, they have Dane Gell, they have R.J. Smith. R.J.'s got great bloodlines. His father played in the NBA, and I mean he looks he looks like a defensive tackle, man. I mean, you don't want to go up against him, and he's got good moves for a big man, but they have a good shooter in the outside who comes from great stock, as we'll take him when we get a chance, and T.J. Fritz, and they've got the best shot blocker in the league in Nigel Wilson. They've just had games like the one last night in Dickinson where they've come close but not close enough. And again, a team that Wednesday night, you really got to worry about the matchup with them.
It's a team that is number 1 in the league defensively, giving up only 66 points per game. It's the best three-point shooting team in the league at 40%. They're plus 4.8 on rebounding. But and they're second in assists, but here's the numbers that are the reason why they have struggled. They give up too many live ball turnovers, steals. Their assist-to-turnover ratio is not good, and they're also not great in terms of field goal percentage against. They give up 45%, even though they only give up 66 points per game. So it's a classic 3-and-D team, but it's a 3-and-D team with a lot of length.
Very much as anybody has in this league, as the Jimmies are back on the floor for their final 6 minutes of warm-ups. Let's again explain what the NSAA standings look like going into this final day. Dickinson State trying to wrap up the regular season. They've wrapped up the number 1 seed already, but if they can beat Dakota State today, as is expected, but you never know in this goofy league, they would win the regular season title. But we know they're the 1 seed. We know Jamestown's the 2 seed. They're 10-4. We know Mayville State is the 3 seed. They're 9-6. VCSU in 4th right now. After losing last night at Mayville, they're 5-10. Bellevue and Dakota State are both 4-10. If Bellevue does win today and Dakota State does not, then you've got VCSU and Bellevue in a tie, but VCSU wins the tiebreak. Say Dakota State pulls off the surprise of Dickinson State and Bellevue wins here. Well, VCSU still wins. Neil Allen, the 6'4 senior from Gary, Indiana, 6.8 points and 4.4 rebounds a game. They've been bringing T.J. Fritz off the bench lately, and he is a 12-point-a-game scorer. Lucas Gabriel is the head coach of the Bruins in his 6th full season. The University of Northern Arizona alum.
Lumberjacks.
Has a record of 106 wins and 80 losses as head coach of the Bruins. His associate head coach is Nate Geiser, and the assistant coach is Aaron Havis. Now, for the Jamestown Jimmies, their regular starting 5, which has been the case in most of their games this season. At 1 forward, Owen Heckner, what a game he had last night with 5 threes. 6'8" junior from Fargo Davies. The MSU Moorhead transfer is now up to 10.8 points per game and 4 rebounds. Jimmie Linus in his final home regular season start. The 6'8", 210-pound fifth-year senior from Point St. Lucie, Florida. The St. Xavier University transfer, 11.2 points and 8.4 rebounds per game. At guard, Cole Glasgow, the 6'2", 200-pound redshirt sophomore from Grimes, Iowa, 6.1 points and 3.6 rebounds a game. Silas Benyon, the Jimmy's leading scorer, 6'1", 186-pound senior from Eugene, Oregon, the Lewis Clark State College transfer, 16.4 points and 3.8 rebounds. And Will Cordes, the 5'11", 180-pound senior from Shakopee, Minnesota, in his 123rd straight start, his 140th start as a Jimmy, and his 148th game. 6.6 points, 2.6 rebounds per game. Casey Brueggemann is the Jimmy's head coach. His assistant is Taft Dack. The graduate assistant is Carter Jansen, or as we who are his friends call him, Chuck. The student's assistant is Andrew Konzemius. The strength and conditioning coach, Wider Weisscheidel. And the trainer is Nolan Love. That's our S&P Health Ave Maria pregame show. The final game of the men's regular season for Jamestown against Bellevue next on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Attention all physical therapists and physical therapy assistants. Are you ready to love where you work? At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, we're hiring. And this isn't just another job opportunity. Here, you'll enjoy a true work-life balance, a comprehensive benefits package, and a positive, supportive team culture. And we're offering a signing bonus for you to come on board. This is your chance to grow your passion while making a real impact in the lives of our patients. Apply now at apexptwellness.com.
Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center. Physical medicine with personal connection. Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at Track. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
The Frontier Fort invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s fort. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Call 252-7492 for takeout. The Frontier Fort, on the road to the Buffalo in Jamestown.
Need some custom screen-printed t-shirts? Lots of t-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Originals!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmie apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's Originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
Before you can start building a business, you have to have great builders. Hillerud Construction is a builder of high-quality commercial buildings, and they're hiring talented labor and carpenters to help them do just that. Vacation, paid holidays, 401k, and health insurance benefits for full-time employees, plus great pay depending on experience. Apply at 1008 2nd Avenue Southeast, Jamestown, or visit HillerudConstruction.com. Again, visit HillerudConstruction.com, and let's get building.
Jamestown 107.1.
Jamestown and Bellevue set to end the men's regular season. Jimmies are in black uniforms today, mainly with orange numerals and letters in white trim, and Jamestown in block print above the number on the front. It's mainly gray uniforms for Bellevue. Of course, their colors are purple and gold, purple numerals and letters in gold trim. And remember, watch this game at the Jimmie Athletics YouTube channel, and Jamestown will shoot in black at the bucket to your left in the first half, Bellevue in gray to your right.
You want an update on the NSIC men? Because it's all done now.
Have you figured out all the seeds?
Well, yes, because MSU Moorhead absolutely obliterated Minnesota State today. 81-55 in Moorhead.
You've been talking about that Moorhead team all year, haven't you?
The number 1 seed, Concordia St. Paul. Number 2, Southwest Minnesota State. And then we've got a log jam for third and fourth.
Okay, so remember that the top 4 get the byes from the first round of the North Star Tournament. Now, let's tell you, too, about the Jamestown Blue Jays. First in boys basketball for just the second time this year. Back-to-back wins after they defeated Williston last night. Today they beat Minot North at Jerry Meyer Arena 92-72. And remember that here on Jamestown 107.1 on Tuesday, we'll have the final regular season varsity doubleheader out in Dickinson on the air at 6:30. And both teams have chances now to host playing games. And remember, if they do, it's Thursday because state gymnastics comes to Jerry Meyer Arena Friday and Saturday. And remember, Wednesday night we're here for the Jimmies in the postseason in the quarterfinal against Dickinson State. And for Blue Jay boys hockey, played well but ran into that hot Bodno rugby team today, eliminated, and their season's over at the West Region Tournament 3-2. Jimmie Linus to jump center against Mr. R.J. Smith. Opening tip brought to you by RM Stout, your Ford Dodge and Jeep dealer in Jamestown. Ball in the air, easily won by Linus. R.J. didn't even jump. Tipped it back to Owen Heckner. We're underway. We hope you enjoy it. Saving his energy.
Maybe.
Linus with a head to Silas Benyon, who drifted out of bounds, stepped on the baseline as he tried to make a pass, but landed on the baseline before he did make that pass. Into Smith near the timeline. Now they bring it back to J.J. Montgomery. Again, Lucas Gabriel has had to make a change or two in his lineups lately. J.J. Montgomery, bounce on the right, block for R.J. Smith. Cross court to Montgomery, good three-point shooter, moves into the lane with it here over Heckner, good with a floater.
Nice little floater. I mean, that was a pretty shot by Montgomery.
The College of San Mateo transfer. He's from Hayward, California. 2-0, it's Bellevue, and falling down is Benyon because there was R.J. Smith standing in his way, and that's 2 turnovers on Jamestown and 2 turnovers on Cy.
I tell you what, you want to get in a fight, hire that guy as your bodyguard right there.
Well, and we said his father, Reggie, played not long, but briefly with the Portland Trailblazers after he played at TCU. And he has a sister that played at Fresno State. But he's Mr. Smith to me. I'm sure he's a nice young man, but he's big, man. Middle right wing, Christian Carter gives it to R.J. Smith for Bellevue. A minute in, they're up 2-0. Drive to the rim, left it short. Heckner tipped it out to Cordes. Here comes Jamestown on the run like BJ said they should. To Benyon, cross court left corner, it's Cordes. To Linus at a high post at the foul line. Handoff for Cole Glasgow. Spins on the left block against Montgomery, but here comes R.J. Smith and double team, but over them still, but left it short. R.J. Smith made him change the shot. J.J. Montgomery, the Bellevue rebound. Around Benyon, around a Smith screen, holds on to the ball, now dishes it off for Liam Thompson. For Smith on a high post, Linus has the assignment on him. To Raphael Allen, drive in the lane. Drop steps, lost his dribble. Big trouble, a double team, but he finds Smith for a lay-in.
Man, there was not a lot of space to throw that pass. Great pass by Allen.
Not a lot of space because R.J. Smith takes it all up. But he has the bucket, and it's 4-0 Bellevue. I'm not getting on the guy. He's a good player. I'm just saying he's big. Here's a right wing three-quarters for Jamestown. Will hit it.
And he had 3 last night, and I've been saying it all year. If Will Cordes gets going, that makes this really good offense even better.
263s now in his career. 4-3 Bellevue. Raphael Allen with a bounce to Liam Thompson for the Bruins. Trying to stop a 7-game losing streak. They haven't won since beating Dickinson State. That was the night before the Jimmies were down there. Benyon tipped it into the backcourt. 5 on the timer. They're still in the backcourt. Benyon knocked it away again. And now has it to Glasgow. Steal by Silas. Back to him for a right wing 3 that's off the right rim and short. Time for a transition 3. Christian Carter rebounds for Bellevue. 17-10 first half, 4-3 Bellevue in the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Raphael Allen, the usual 3 subs off the bench come into the next dead ball, and Bellevue will change 3 also. Montgomery, left corner. It's a 3 by Carter that's off the back rim. R.J. Smith, offensive board, fell down. Heckner took it away to Will Cordes in the front court. Jimmies look again for their first lead. Left wing Benyon. Around Allen, stops in the lane. Banker's good. Good hesitation by Silas Benyon. And it's 5-4 Jamestown.
Pretty confident start for Cy.
16:30 in the first half. R.J. Smith, right wing on the angle, a high post. And over on the right side to Christian Carter. 10 on the shot clock. Entry to Smith. Fronting Linus here. Backs down on him. On a double team and put it in. Just use his muscle there.
Goodness, does he have some nice post moves.
Yeah, I told you, this guy can move with the ball, man. I talk about him being so big, but he knows how to use his feet. Spencer Barr, 5'11" sophomore, Aberdeen, South Dakota is in. 3.6 points a game. Carson Woodford, 6'7" junior, Redwood Falls, Minnesota. 4.1 points, 4.1 rebounds. And Anthony Walters, the 6'3" junior from Rosedale, New York, at 14 points and 2.8 rebounds. Caleb Chang also has come in for Bellevue. Matt Matok has entered.
Dangjal.
And Dangjal from Omaha. So they made 3 for 3 as well. And TJ Fritz has come in too. Spencer Barr, right corner, it's Will Cordes. Chang guarding him. 9 on the Jamestown shot clock. They're down a point. Cordes fadeaway 17 off the left rim. And running down the rebound in the corner is Christian Carter for Bellevue. 2 of 5 shooting now for Jamestown. Bellevue's 3 of 6. Fritz hands it back to Christian Carter, and the offense is reset as Spencer Barr guards him. Carter up top to Fritz. Right wing on the angle, Chang. 8 on the shot clock now. That's the bench counting it down, helping him out. 4-3. Cordes right on him. 2-1. 3 at the shot clock buzzer. Off the rim and able to run the rebound down in the corner is Matt Batak. And then a pass is too far. He stepped out of bounds. Fritz stepped out of bounds, but apparently he didn't have the ball. And he runs in and misses anyway. But then it's off Woodford and out of bounds.
I mean, that happened right in front of us.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I don't think he had possession.
He may not have, yeah.
He certainly did step on the sideline, but the ball, fortunately for him, was not in his hand, and Bellevue's going to have another chance. Carter into Matok, and now a foul off the inbound play.
He did not reestablish before.
If you're the inbounder, that's right. If you're the inbounder, you have to have both your feet set on the ground on the floor before you take a return pass. He didn't. That's why the whistle was blown. Walters to the right block for Jamestown. Down 6-5. Left wing. Angle 3. Hit another after 5 last night.
And first one, it's bad news for whoever the Jimmies are playing.
52nd of the year is almost a 40% three-point shooter. Jimmie's lead again, 8-6 over Bellevue. 14:27 first half of the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Carter, and as he makes an entry pass, a foul as Carson Woodford is caught with a little bit of a tug on Matt Matok for his first foul, and in fact the first foul of this game.
This is a tougher matchup, I think, physically for Woodford, but he's been playing off.
Again, spins to the left, finds Fritz in the left wing for an open 3. It's off the back rim, and Will Cordes with the long reach for the rebound. Jimmie's won a run. Bellevue does get back. Hand to Fritz in his way, and they missed with a Fritz rebound. Good trap there by Bellevue. J.J. Montgomery to R.J. Smith. Left wing Christian Carter. Into the lane he comes. Right wing, here's T.J. Fritz for another 3. Hit again.
And here's that number. It's at 10. I think Bellevue would take this right now.
Fritz has 53 threes now. What was an 18-point lead is indeed at 10 for Jamestown. 35-25, 124. Benyon spin around. Smith drew a foul about that move on a mismatch, but Silas didn't care. And he draws the first foul on R.J. Smith. And team foul number 6 on Bellevue, but it's 2 free throws here for Cy. A 73% shooter. Jimmies are the best in the league and 28th in the country at 75%. Number 1, good. Heckner back for Jamestown for Walters. With R.J. Smith out, Matt Matok's back in for Bellevue. 36-25 Jamestown, 1 more for Silas Benyon in his final regular season home game, too. But he'll play here next Saturday, as we've told you. They're both good.
Oh, I can only imagine how crazy this place is going to be a week from today.
Can't wait. 9 for Silas, 37-25 Jamestown, 1:15 in the first half. Fritz with a handoff to Liam Thompson for Bellevue. three they can get it under 10. But a pass is too high for Matt Matok and taken by the Jimmy's Cole Glasgow. Handed for Benyon. Trying to get Carter up in the air. Now drives on him to the left block. Tough shot, didn't go, and the rebound was tipped to Benyon, who unfortunately was lying on the floor and on the baseline, so it's a Bellevue basketball.
He had that look on his face of, oh, look what I found.
Nope, it's a team rebound for Bellevue, unfortunately for Jamestown. Matok, left wing. It's J.J. Montgomery with 43 and a half. Backs it out. Left wing post pass for Matok, who threw it over the threw it over the Jamestown bench. Hunter Lyman ended up catching that. That was a bullet.
I tell you what, Landon Mosier almost caught it right in the noggin.
Ouch.
The freshman who's redshirting for Jamestown.
Now look, be sharp over there, guys. 7.7 the difference on the clocks. 37-25, Jamestown leads Bellevue. Yee. Cordes just walks it into the front court, guarded by J.J. Montgomery. 24 and 17 on the clocks. Linus high post with a hand for Heckner. Left wing Glasgow, 18 and 11. Out to Benyon. Entry for Linus, too far for him again, but it's picked up by Cordes. 5 on the shot clock, 4. Glasgow, left baseline drive with 1 to Heckner, just in time, and banked it in.
What a play.
Down to .1 on the shot clock that read digitally. 1 second. Carter, a 3 at the buzzer, nearly went in, but Jamestown, after seeing Bellevue get to within 10, well, they built the lead back up to 14. Halftime score on the Gun Reel Sports scoreboard, the Jamestown Jimmies 39, the Bellevue Bruins 25. And the Armstown halftime report is next from Harold Newman Arena. Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Johnny B's Brick House, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of carryout. Call 952-8777.
Are you dreaming of spring? Jamestown Country Club has been dreaming of it too, so get ready now with a Jamestown Country Club membership. The 18-hole championship course, bar, and restaurant will be waiting for you when the season opens. Sign up now for your membership and be prepared to hit the ground running or golfing as soon as spring arrives. Visit JamestownCountry.club or email jcc58401@gmail.com today. Buy now and be ready to play at Jamestown Country Club.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought-on-the-cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different? You bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmies from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Jamestown 107.1.
We've reached halftime of men's action in the last regular season game. Jamestown is leading Bellevue 39-25 on the Gun Reel Sports scoreboard with B.J. Walters, David Burrell. It's the Armstown halftime report. Jamestown had 11 each in the first half from Owen Heckner and Anthony Walters. They were the catalyst, 2 of them anyway, for the Jimmies last night, and they are again today. Heckner 3 of 5 threes, 4 of 6 overall. Walters 5 of 8. Silas Benyon 9 first half points, 3 of 7 shooting, and hit a 3. Jimmie Linus had 4 and 3 rebounds, 3 for Will Cordes, 1 for Spencer Barr. 7 for Raphael Allen, and a couple of threes led Bellevue, but T.J. Fritz also had 2 threes and 6, and R.J. Smith had 6 points on 3 of 6. 4 for J.J. Montgomery, 2 for Matt Matok. Jamestown, after shooting a season-high 56% from the floor last night, is 52% so far today on 15 of 29, 6 of 11 on threes, and 3 of 4 at the line. Bellevue, 10 of 26 shooting. That's 39%, 4 of 11 on threes, 1 of 2 at the line. Jamestown a 1 rebound advantage, 15 to 14. Leading in points off turnovers, 12-2. In the paint, 18 to 12. Off the bench, 12-8. Each team 8 second chance points. 6 steals in the first half. Those were 6 of the 10 Bellevue turnovers. 6 Jamestown turnovers. 3 lead changes, but early. Jamestown led by as many as 18. They're leading here by 14, 39-25.
6 turnovers for Jamestown. Look at the steals category for Bellevue. Head ball turnovers,
right,
which means you can still set something up defensively and play your game. Whereas, as you mentioned, 6 steals on 10 turnovers, that's live ball situations. There's no defense for throwing it to the other team and hoping and praying they don't hit a layup. There's no defense for that.
Right. The men's seniors were saluted before this game for the Jimmies. Right now, the Jimmie women's seniors, and you heard Thad Sankey talk about them in our pregame today. They're being saluted right now. And again, as we'll tell you if you missed it earlier, the Jimmie women fell to Bellevue today, 65-59. What happened today didn't matter in their seeding. They're still the 3 seed, but they finish in a tie with Bellevue for third in the conference at 7-8, and they will host Dickinson State here on Wednesday night in the quarterfinal round of the NSAA Women's Basketball Championship. The other final in women's play all over Dickinson State, 93-74. So David Moe's Trojans end at 14-1 in the league, the 8th-ranked team in the country. So they'll host a semifinal next Saturday against the winner of the Wednesday game in Bellevue, as those Bruins will take on a VCSU team they basically bludgeoned 3 times. And also next Saturday, Mayville State will host the winner of the game here between Jamestown and Dickinson State. And again, we've heard through the grapevine anyway, this will be officially announced later, but our understanding is that would be an 11 a.m. tip next Saturday in Mayville. Whether the Jimmies make it or not, it's an 11 a.m. tip, so we understand, because there's a lot of high school basketball there that day.
That's right, and I'm exactly right. I just can't figure out, how are they so good against Valley City State? That, to me, should be a bad matchup for them, but it's not.
It isn't.
My goodness.
And again, we're sitting here trying to figure this league out, and we should figure this league out, and we should know better by now.
and all the listeners and viewers on YouTube are going, guys, really, just stop trying.
Exactly.
Just
all right.
stop.
Well, we'll stop and tell you about other Jimmie sports. There's more softball going on today over in the Nelson family bubble. The Jimmies earlier today fell to Dickinson State 6-2, so they're now 5-8 for the season. There's a softball going on all day today, but the other Jimmie game will come up against Concordia College, and that's set to go at 8:30 with a couple of games going on in between time.
They were up late last night playing softball against Mary, weren't they?
Very late. Oh. Jimmie men's volleyball is now at 4-11 after losing to the second-ranked team in the country, St. Xavier, today in sets in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Now, Jimmie men's Division I hockey in the ACHA playing right now in Bloomington, Illinois, in the Midwest College Hockey Tournament in the semifinal, as they are meeting Midland University. This was after they ran over Illinois yesterday, and right now they're playing Midland University and leading 2-0 with just under 11 minutes to go in the third period of that game. So they'll try to make the title game of the Midwest College Hockey Tournament tomorrow. So that's what else is going on in Jimmie sports, at least today. Now tomorrow, Tom Hager's baseball team will resume their season. They had some games postponed recently because of hope, but they will get to play tomorrow and Monday with doubleheaders against Concordia, Nebraska. And those will be in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at Piedmont High School. It won't be too long until both the Jimmie baseball. There being as it is today, we can't complain as much about that as we could say last week.
That's true, although they might get to take in some spring training if they're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. You had to remind me of that. Because there's
What's the day
someone,
that your brother's going to throw the first pitch of the White Sox game? Is that soon?
March, all his life.
And we apologize to him for that.
Well, at least at the moment. But anyway, they asked him if he threw out the first pitch at a spring training game in Glendale, Arizona. Retirement, he's really enjoying it. 39-25, Jamestown leading Bellevue here. Okay, we talked about what plan the Jimmies had going into this game, and I say in the first 20 minutes, it's gone about 98% according to plan for them.
It has. The main thing you don't want to do is just start taking bad shots. I mean, as long as you keep getting what you want, this game is not going to be in doubt, and I'm certain that this is something in the back of Casey's mind. It's not in the front of his mind. Boy, I'd love to get about a 20-point lead, put all the seniors on the floor, and one by one get them an ovation as I take them off the floor at the end of this game. I would love to be able to do that.
And you've mentioned the point about getting there, and we've seen games this year for the Jimmie men when the shot selection hasn't been so good in the second half, but we certainly didn't see that last night. They just kept it going against Dakota State because they knew they needed to.
It's wild to say this, and so I'm going to tread lightly, but that was a very quiet 9-point half for Silas Benyon. It was kind of a boring, go out, take care of business, no problem, 9-point half for the seniors.
You're trying to portend something there?
He has been
7.1 tomorrow. Baseball on our air. That'll make us feel even warmer.
Twins won today. Who did they beat? The Twins beat the Braves 3-1 today.
So spring training is underway. And again, we'll have 10 spring training broadcasts for you right here. We are your home for Twins baseball. We're also the voice of the Jimmies and Blue Jays. And one more regular season half of basketball is ahead. And Jamestown has looked good again today, as they did last night in beating Dakota State. The Jimmie men lead Bellevue at the half 39-25, and that's our RM Stout halftime report. The second half next from Harold Newman Arena on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Your home for UJ Jimmie, AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
At Jamestown Regional Medical Center, we know that every injury is unique. That's why our orthopedic and sports medicine team works to get you back in the game, whether that game's on the field or in your daily life. JRMC is the official sports medicine provider for Blue Jay Athletics, taking care of our hometown and neighbors right where you live. It's why we're here. Don't let pain slow you down. Call 952-4878 to schedule an appointment. Jamestown Regional Medical Center. It's right here.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, or second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Jamestown 107.1.
Jamestown trying to end with 11 conference wins, and they're up 39-25 at the half over Bellevue with the second half David Pearl. Well, regular season play in North Star men's basketball is going to be history in a little while. It is over for women's basketball. Again, Bellevue beat the Jimmies here 65-59, and Dakota State with a 93-74 win at Dickinson State to finish 14-1, 4 in double figures for the Trojans. Lily Mackley 17, Angela Sanders 16. Samantha Ost, by the way, had 35 today on her senior day for Dickinson State and 10 rebounds, 15 of 22 shooting. She is a very good player, and she'll be here on Wednesday night when the Blue Hawks meet the Jimmies in the first round, the quarterfinal round, that is, of the North Star Women's Basketball Championship.
And just so that we're perfectly clear going into the postseason, The only way the North Star is not a one-bid league in both men's and women's is if somebody beats the Dakota State women. The men is a one-bid league.
Every prognostication that you see, and again, I've said this before on the air, but I know you folks have been used to in the last several years, oh, the G-Pack, and had all sorts of bids. Well, there's no other way to say it is to say this isn't the G-Pack.
That's right.
And you in the men's side, it's going to be this simple. You have to win the tournament to get the bid to the NAIA Men's Basketball Championship. It's that simple.
And that's why it was so important for the Jimmies to get that top 2 seed, play one game at home. And if you have to hit the road, the only place you're going is back to Stott Gym in Dickinson.
Well, where it was tough on them last week, it's been tough against Dickinson State all 3 times. The alternative
would be great if someone would beat Dickinson State and just have the, I mean, look at this beautiful place. It can host an NSAA final. How about that?
It is a beautiful place. Bellevue with the arrow to start the second half, so they have the ball down 14. Second half throw-in brought to you by RM Stout, the right value since 1941. It's Christian Carter, Raphael Allen, Liam Thompson, J.J. Montgomery, and R.J. Smith for Bellevue. Baseline, it's Raphael Allen. Good up and under move, but the lay-in didn't fall, and the rebound deflected came to Jimmie Linus, who starts the second half with Owen Heckner, Will Cordes, Cole Glasgow, and Silas Benyon for the Jimmies. Watch it at the Jimmy Athletics YouTube page. They're in black and shooting at the bucket to your right as you watch. Bellevue in gray and purple and gold. Cole Glasgow for Jamestown. Runs into a screen, brings it in the corner for Owen Heckner, and then he's held by Christian Carter of Bellevue, his first. Cordes into Benyon, nearly fell out of bounds at the Jamestown bench. A little bit off balance, recovers for a right wing 3, and what do you know, he hit it.
Just a real nice step back jumper for Silas, who again is in double figures.
12, nearly falls out of bounds, and he hits a 3. It's the type of player he is. 41-25 Jamestown, a minute into the second half. Montgomery, who tugged by Glasgow, he got away with it. To Christian Carter in the right corner for Liam Thompson for a pass that was intended for R.J. Smith, but he wasn't there, and it's out of bounds to Jamestown.
Good idea on the high-low, but the pass is too wide for the big guy.
And Thompson's out. Going to get a little bit of coaching from Lucas Gabriel. And Deng Zhao is back in for Bellevue.
I tell you what, the Jimmies have done a good job this whole season of making Coach Gabriel really mad during games.
Boy, he blew his gasket in the game down there. I thought he got one. I thought he was going to get a second. But the Jimmies frustrated them that day, and they are again today so far. Benyon in the lane, stops right side. Fake that fadeaway, back out to Heckner. Open, another 3, halfway down and out. Right on the money, but didn't stay down, and Raphael Allen rebounds for Bellevue. To J.J. Montgomery, front court. Left wing on the angle, R.J. Smith playing a high post. Allen now on the right wing for Carter. Linus knocked it down, saved it, great play. To Cordes, long down floor to Heckner. What a play by Jimmie on the other end. Benyon working on Smith. Back to Heckner in the corner.
Wants to take the big guy.
He's tried this before today. Now he's under him, and then he got knocked over by Raphael Allen, which was exactly his intent. If he wasn't going to score, that's exactly what he tried to do. Second foul on Allen. As Matt Matok, Caleb Chang, TJ Fritz all return for Bellevue, and Anthony Walters is back in for Jamestown. Says mismatch, I got your mismatch right here. Left baseline, Will Cordes for Jamestown, who's up 16. Left wing 3, Walters make it the longest lead of the day. The 3 is good.
Perfect start to this half, and Jamestown's on a 9-0 run.
14 for Ant, 44-25 Jamestown. 2:10 in the second half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Trying to take any remaining drama out of this game. Chang straight away, bounce to Matt Matok in the lane. Drives on Linus, threw it over the rim. Rebound, Silas Benyon, Jamestown. They look for a 20-point lead for the first time. All the way to the rim, got bumped by Chang. 2 more free throws for Mr. Benyon coming up. Second on Chang. Team foul number 3 already in just over 2.5 minutes for Bellevue.
So this is the last game of the regular season. You get up by about 25. There's probably going to be some thoughts in the Bellevue players' minds of, you know what, let's go home.
Yeah, because Jamestown to Bellevue is not a short trip.
No.
I can tell you. I took it. Benyon left the first free throw short. Spencer Barr will come in for him if he hits this one. Even on a bus, that's not a short trip. I mean, even if you're not driving a bus. Benyon's second free throw good, and Sy will come out after scoring his 13th point.
Without getting anyone in trouble, I will say that among the many things that we're going to miss with Chuck, I think after the Dickinson trip, David's going to miss Chuck's driving.
Oh, man. He set a land speed record in getting us home that night. I thought we were going to get home about 2. We got back at 1:30. I said, Chuck, you're my hero, man. Caleb Chang, middle of the left wing for Deng Zhao for Bellevue, is now down 20 for the first time. 45-25, 17 minutes left on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Chang, 6 on the shot clock, still fumbling around with it. Tries to drive, 2, a desperate fadeaway. Well, he hit the rim, but it's missing, and Walters the rebound.
That's all great defense by Spencer Barr.
Was on him all the way. Barr for Linus, and for Will Cordes. Now the right wing for Walters with 16:40 to go. Driving on Jaw and uses his strength to force it in. 16 for Ant, 47-25 Jamestown, 16 and a half to go. PJ's wondering why Lucas Gabriel doesn't call a timeout. Well, what's he going to tell him now? Raphael Allen.
Fair point.
Down the right baseline, drives, offensive foul. He knocked over Walters and Linus in turn. But he only gets 1 foul for it. And now, Lucas Gabriel does call a Hillary Construction timeout. But again, what can he tell him? Well, stay sharp for Wednesday night, I'm sure. 16-19 left at Harold Newman Arena. Jamestown 47. Bellevue 25 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
RM Stout Incorporated is proud to sponsor this broadcast of Jimmie's Athletics. We are cheering in the stands right along with you, and we've got the perfect vehicle to get you to every UJ event. Get behind the wheel of a new 2025 Ford F-150 or Ram 1500 and experience peak performance and 4x4 reliability. Need extra rows of seating? Huge stock of new and pre-owned options available now. Don't wait. Get the best trade-in price, unbeatable interest, and the best value since 1941 only at RM Stout Jamestown. Go Jimmies!
Jamestown 107.1.
Here we go again, David. 5 minutes, 17 seconds since Bellevue scored a point, and what was, I'm not going to say close, but what was a little bit closer than this, 35-25, is now 47-25, and it's rather comfortable.
Bellevue in a stretch of 4:45 in the first half where they did not score. As BJ said, 5:17 right now. And as we mentioned earlier, an 8-minute 56-second stretch in the game at Bellevue where they didn't score. And although they've had close losses, that's the sort of thing that's been happening to this team at times.
You cannot go a fourth of a basketball game without scoring and expect to win. The two today combined are 10 minutes. You can't do it.
If they can't make a rather miraculous comeback, it would be 8 losses in a row to end the regular season for Bellevue. Will Cordes brings it for Anthony Walters, left wing on the angle, guarded by Christian Carter. Spin left of the lane. Smith wants to defend him too, but he just puts it over both of them, nearly went in, and Carter's up there for the rebound. Not an easy shot for Ant, it still nearly fell. Carter into the front court for Bellevue with a pick by R.J. Smith. For Deng Zhao, right wing on the angle. Bounce to Smith playing a high post. Re-entry for Zhao. Right wing on the angle, and Allen 3. The lefty left it long. Rebound, Owen Heckner, and got run into by R.J. Smith.
They call that on Heckner? Oh.
What?
Or no, they called it on Woodford.
Oh, okay, from behind. All right.
I was going to say, Heckner.
Yeah, Heckner didn't do anything there, but yeah, Woodford with a push from behind. Okay, his third. Bellevue has it back. Allen now on the left side. 15 and a half to go. Jamestown up 22. to close out the regular season.
Lucky he's not getting his fourth a couple times right there.
You're right, into the lane. Nice drive by Carter. Layup good. Good speed there by Christian Carter.
And that breaks a 6-minute scoreless drought.
47-27 Jamestown on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard with 15:10 left. Glasgow with a hand for Anthony Walters. Past Fritz, down to the right block, but he traveled. Again, only the 7th turnover. Jamestown second in the conference in taking care of the ball. Just 11.4 turnovers committed per game. They don't force many, only 12, but they do take good care of it. Christian Carter for Bellevue. With a hand to Dane Zhao, right wing on the angle. Now deeper in the wing to Fritz. Smith up top with a lob for Zhao. Lay in, good play.
He got Cordis on him on a switch, and well, that's a mismatch.
47-29 for Jamestown. First two for Dane Zhao from born in Omaha, but again, interesting story about him. This is actually his second time with Bellevue. We'll get into it in a minute. Woodford, cross court for Walters. Left corner, Cordis, a three, didn't go. Fritz the rebound. No numbers, but Fritz is going to take it to the hole anyway, and he got fouled by Walters. Good job there by TJ, drawing Anthony's second foul. So yeah, Christian Carter, excuse me, I should say Dan Zhao, born in Omaha, went to high school in Bellevue, down the street basically from Bellevue University at West, started at Bellevue, then he transferred to Riverland Community College, and then came back to Bellevue. You don't see that too often.
No, you don't. That's very interesting.
Spencer Barr is back in for Jamestown, says Heckner. R.J. Smith for Christian Carter with 14-13 to go. Lob in the left block for Smith. Kick out for Zhao. High-low, go to Smith. Up top again for Zhao. He wants a three. It's too long on the left rim. Smith tipped it. Allen able to take it after it glanced off his shoulder. Just under 14 minutes left. A second chance for Bellevue. Allen nearly fell down. How'd he keep that dribble? He lost it, but Smith's there to pick it up. For a cutting Fritz. Blocked by Linus, but foul two. Also a foul.
Now it's Jamestown scoreless for 3 minutes.
Foul is not on Jimmie, but it's on Cole Glasgow, and that's his first. And TJ Fritz at the line for two, where he's quite good. 89%, 49 of 55. He's only missed 6 all year. One dribble for the lefty. First one's good. He started. He's from Manhattan, Kansas. We told you about his folks at Kansas State. He started at Nebraska Kearney, then went to Coffeyville Community College, then went to National Park College. Second one's good for TJ. BJ, where is National Park College?
I'm going to say wherever Yellowstone is.
Good guess. Wrong National Park, though. I'll give you another chance. 47-31 Jamestown. Right wing Heckner. What's another three? Yes, sir. Oh, and Heckner is 4 for 7 today. And, by the way, 9 of 15 in the last game and 5/8. 50-31 Jamestown. Yeah, 13:20 to go. R.J. Smith for Bellevue into the lane. Little half hook. Left it short, but Linus couldn't hold on to the rebound. It's out of bounds. You got a guess?
Yosemite.
No. Wrong part of the country. Liam Thompson's back in.
Yeah, I think I'm out of guesses.
You're out of guesses? Matt Batak and J.J. Montgomery back in. Oh, you give?
I do.
Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Oh, you could have given me guesses until the semifinal game. I wouldn't have gotten that one.
Hot Springs National Park.
Oh, of course, sure.
We'll court us in for Spencer Barr for Jamestown. So TJ Fritz has done some traveling in his college career, too. Left baseline, it's Matak. And just a little push on Linus, and he said, I'm going to block you. I'm done with this nonsense. Get out of my way.
That was outstanding defense by Jimmie.
It's waved him off like a fly, man. He said, get out of here. Benyon couldn't hang on to the ball, and Fritz picked it up. Jimmie's first block today. As he adds to that career total, 120 as a Jimmie and 206 in his collegiate career. 12:45 left, Jamestown by 19. Christian Carter, left wing, top of that wing on the angle. It's J.J. Montgomery. 10 to shoot. He works on Benyon here. 8 on the timer into the middle of the lane. Right hand hook from 13 with one hand, no good. Jimmie Linus rebounds.
That's good defense by Silas Benyon that trip.
Number 6 for Jimmie.
I mean, Bellevue just shooting 34%. The Jimmies have defended very well.
Benyon all the way to the hole with a drive, draws another foul, as he's done so much in these 2 years at Jamestown and before that at Lewis Clark State. J.J. Montgomery has his first, and that's 5 team fouls on Bellevue here in the second half, which has 12:16 to go. So Silas now 3 out of 4 at the line today, and he came in at 73%. He has 2 from Eugene, Oregon, first. Good. Carson Woodford, Anthony Walters both return for Jamestown. Jimmie Linus and Owen Heckner to Casey Brueggemann's bench. Benyon went over the 1,500 point mark in his collegiate career earlier this year. One more for the former Churchill Lancer, and he's good. Churchill High in Eugene, Oregon. 52-31 Jamestown. Silas now with 14. 12:10 left on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Christian Carter, good drive into the lane, but left the layup short. Benyon with the rebound. 2 on 3. So he skips it out left wing for a 3 that's on the way, and good for Will Cordes. His second of the game.
And now, David, the route is on.
55-31 Jamestown, and Will Cordes goes ever closer to moving up that scoring list one more notch. Probably the last notch he'll move up. We'll tell you about it if it happens. Fritz with 10 on the shot clock. Right wing angle 3 is off the glass. Wild shot. Rebound Cole Glasgow and Jamestown. 11:24 left. The Jimmies are cruising in this regular season finale. Out to Benyon. High arc on a 3 and left short. That thing nearly fell in. Matt Batak the rebound. Right wing Fritz, a left-hander with a 3 off both sides of the rim. And it would for the rebound. The Jimmies will take this for the next 11 minutes. You want to go down and shoot threes? Be our guest. Cordes slows it down with 10:58 left. Leon Thompson is guarding it. Benyon trying to rub off a Woodford screen. He's screening on Matok. Walters left wing with 6 on the timer. Bodies hit the floor down low. Benyon 3-2. He got fouled. Put it in, but nope, timeout is. No, it is a foul. J.J. Montgomery's second. But it was before the shot, so it doesn't count. And Raphael Allen's back in for Bellevue. For T.J. Fritz. 10:40 still to play. But a very workmanlike
it has been.
Game
yep,
here for the Jimmies still. And again, what you want going into the postseason.
Their defense today has just been spectacular.
Even better than it's one of the best defensive games they played this year. Right wing Cordes, cross court to Anthony Walters, open 3, you bet. And he gets spotted up. My goodness, what a shot he has, and he has 19 points now. 58-31 Jamestown over Bellevue. 10 left as the Jimmies are going into the postseason quite well, thank you. Pass into the left corner for Christian Carter for a frustrated Bellevue team. Yeah, they've got talent, but this is going to be 8 losses in a row. Drive into the lane is off the mark by Carter, and the rebound by Benyon. And they'll have to make a long trip to come up to Valley City again next Wednesday night. Here's Benyon with a drive in the lane and hits a one-hand runner from 8 feet. 14 for Cy. 60-30. That's the other thing. You think about having to make this trip up here from the Omaha area twice in less than a week.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not easy.
No, not at all. And probably not on the same day, I wouldn't have thought.
No. Matok for Raphael Allen. Yeah, they're not going to stay up here, I wouldn't think. You got to get to class on Monday morning. Thompson in the lane with 6 on the timer, 5. Oh, good up and under and away in.
He had the size advantage on Cole Glasgow and made the most of it.
His first 2. 60-33 Jamestown leads. 9:10 left on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard at Harold Newman Arena. And we're glad to have you with us for this final game of the regular season.
That ended a 4.5-minute scoreless drought.
Oh, my goodness. They've had 3 long droughts scoring today, Bellevue. Benyon trying to pass inside, but lost the ball. Picked up in a good play by Christian Carter for Bellevue. Spin in the lane over. Walters good. Oh, that's well done by Christian Carter for his second bucket.
Got to be pretty athletic to get it over Ant right there like that.
And Jamestown will take a Hillerud Construction timeout, and we will too, with 8:40 remaining. Jamestown well on their way to finishing this North Star regular season conference schedule at 11-4. They lead Bellevue 60-35 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
RM Stout Incorporated is proud to sponsor this broadcast of Jimmie's Athletics. We are cheering in the stands right along with you, and we've got the perfect vehicle to get you to every UJ event. Get behind the wheel of a new 2025 Ford F-150 or Ram 1500 and experience peak performance and 4x4 reliability. Need extra rows of seating? Huge stock of new and pre-owned options available now. Don't wait. Get the best trade-in price, unbeatable interest, and the best value since 1941 only at RM Stout Jamestown. Go Jimmies!
Jamestown 107.1.
Jimmie's just completely rolling, 60-35 with 8:40 to go. 33% shooting for the game, 25 in the second half for Bellevue. Meanwhile, Jamestown, one of their patented second halves, 64% from the field, 57% from three after halftime.
Yeah, there's 7 of 11 in the second half. Yes, we've seen this before. 10 of 18 on threes. 24-21 rebounding advantage. They have 7 steals today. Linus has 3. 9 assists. Benyon leading with 4.
Largest win this year is 21 points. That came at home 94-73 over Dakota State. Oh, that was a game where it got away from Dakota State real quick.
When the Jimmies hit 17 threes in that game.
They were behind in the second half of that.
Yeah, they were. Walters, mid-right wing bar, a 3. Speaking of those, he hit it.
That's 11. They might hit that 17 number. Who knows?
His 20th, 63-35. Jamestown now by 28. 8:24 left on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. R.J. Smith on a high post for Bellevue. Another day of frustration for the Bruins. Raphael Allen down low, fouled as he tried to pass down low.
Called it on Walters, it looks like. Yep, his third.
Team foul number 4 on Jamestown.
I know Dickinson State has played well against Jamestown, but boy, I would not want to see the Jimmies in a postseason game when they're playing like this. Whew.
And they'll have just 2 days to know who the opponent is, but they'll have a week to get ready. Linus got in front of a pass. Yeah, this team, and after a clunker in Dickinson last night and today, boy, have they been on their game. Casey Brugan, of course, told us last night that the whole week of practice has been very good, and it's showing. Kick out for Barr for a left wing 3. Good! A pass was from Portis. And the Jimmies now are up 31, matching their longest lead of the season. 66-35, 7.5 minutes left on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard.
They've only given up 10 points in 12.5 minutes of this half.
I don't care what level of college basketball that is, that's good. Christian Carter for Bellevue, and R.J. Smith pick brings him to the right baseline. Drive, he left the layup short, but the rebound tip came to Dane Jow for Bellevue. Second chance for them. They'll be in Valley City. Here is a pass intercepted, but thrown away, and Chang picked it up. So Wednesday, they'll go to VCSU, while the VCSU women go to Bellevue. Carter, left wing, it's Caleb Chang for the Bruins. For Dane Jow, a left angle 3. Good, banked it in, but it still counts. His 8-3 there. You know, Dane Jow is now 8 of 15 on 3-pointers this year.
That's a pretty good percentage.
Yes.
Man.
66-38 for Jamestown with 6.5 to go.
You know, he's telling his coaching staff, draw me up more threes.
No kidding. Yeah, just don't bank them in. Glasgow with a lob for Linus. Down low, he's being double teamed, and now it's knocked out of bounds by Dang Jiao. 10 on the shot clock as Anthony Walters returns for Jamestown.
I think we got a foul instead.
Oh, you're right.
On Carter. So it's a 1-and-1 for Jimmie Alinas.
Because that's team foul number 7. And Christian Carter with his second foul. And Nigel Wilson makes his first appearance. The leading shot blocker in the league. 6'9" senior, Tucson, Arizona. 9 points, 4.2 rebounds. He has 38 block shots. Linus at the front end with a 1-and-1. Carson Woodford will come in if he makes the second.
Well, take one look at him. He's 6'9".
Yeah. 205, so he's as slight as Jimmie is for a big guy. Linus in them both. He'll come out for Woodford. 6 points now for Linus today.
So that season-high 31-point lead, was that Northern State?
That was the game. That was the first game at Mayville.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. After
January.
that scorching hot first half.
Yep. 68-38 Jamestown, 6:07 to go. J.J. Montgomery, right wing for Chang. A three is off both sides of the rim, and Woodford's up for the rebound. For Jamestown, and it's into the front court to Spencer Barr. 5:55 remains. Woodford screen for Barr, working on Wilson. Right wing, it's Glasgow. Lob for Woodford. Double teamed on the right baseline to Walters. Left angle three. Missed everything this time, and Jamestown couldn't save it. Glasgow thought he had, but it's out of bounds to Bellevue.
Yeah, that first half at Mayville State, they could have thrown you and I out there. The way the shots were falling, we'd have figured out a way to score.
That looked like the second half here against Dakota State. An amazing flurry like that. Caleb Chang for Bellevue with 5.5 to go. Again, it's a week till the Jimmies play again. They'll play in the semifinal here next Saturday, and expected to be a 1 p.m. tip next Saturday afternoon here. Bounce to Nigel Wilson on the right baseline. Over Woodford, off the left rim. Glasgow couldn't hang on to the rebound. It'll stay with Bellevue with 20 to shoot and 5:18 to go.
Love that effort from Carson Woodford defensively, because he's getting elbows right in his face. And
here comes Brooks Carroll on his senior day. For Cole Glasgow, the former Jamestown Blue Jay who played on that state championship team for the Blue Jays in 2019. His 10th game of the year. Again, a guy that knew what his role would be in this program for 5 years. Help do things right in practice, and Brooks is stuck with it. Here's a knockdown by Woodford, and Carroll ended up with it. Of course, Brooks played on that Jamestown State Championship team with, what was that guy's name? Oh, yeah, Mason Walters. He of the 2,662 points. All-time leading rebounder and scorer in the history of this program. Records that may never be broken. Woodford in the lane with 7 on the timer. Around Wilson, missed. Well, Wilson's good D made him miss. Carroll couldn't save it. Will go to Bellevue.
And credit to these seniors, because they had a year of just madness a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
And Casey Brueggemann comes in here. They didn't have to stay. When a new coach comes in, you're allowed to transfer if you want, but all of them stayed.
Garrett Colbeck stayed. Hopefully we'll see him relatively shortly. 4.5 minutes to go. TJ Fritz in the left angle for Bellevue. Into the left block for Matt Matok. He works on Woodford. Fakes, drive, scores. Good
nice
move.
basket.
Yeah.
Because that's good defense by Woodford.
68-40 for Jamestown with 4:15 left. Hunter Lyman's going to come in at the next chance. Baseline. Cordes is good, and now Will Cordes is the 7th all-time leading scorer in the history of this program. He's just passed Kyle Iverson.
Pretty elite company for him.
8 points for him today is 1,573. Fritz with a 3 is good for Bellevue. His 3rd of the game. So, yeah, 7th is probably where Will's going to end up. But only 6 players, including that Walters guy, have scored more than Will Cordes for Jimmie men's basketball. 70-43 Jamestown. Barr with it, leading Bellevue with 3.5 to go. Hunter Lyman ready to come into the next stoppage. Right wing on the angle, Barr. Pass down low for Woodford. Got fouled. They didn't call it. Woodford put it in. He got hammered by Matok, and they let it go. And to get Hunter Lyman in, Casey Brueggemann will call a Hillary Construction timeout. We'll keep it here with 3:17 to go. Lyman, on his senior day, played earlier in the year, but with Carson Woodford's improvement, he improved, and we will see Garrett Colbeck in his 7th game of the year, the 5'11 senior from T, South Dakota, and another guy that has just stuck around and worked so hard to help things happen in this program, and one of the highlights of the year for this team and for us. And of course, Garrett's mom and dad are here today, is when they hosted the team on Thanksgiving Day. That was so wonderful.
It was awesome. I mean, we all had slider sandwiches, and they made this really good macaroni and cheese, which was the highlight for me. But you guys had a different highlight of that meal, as I recall. They had made something that you guys were all trying to get the recipe for, and of course, like any good chef, you don't share your recipe.
That's right. That's right. But on top of that, such wonderful people, the Colbecks, just as nice as can be. And they're here, and Garrett gets to play. So the 5 on the floor right now for Jamestown are Cole Glasgow, Brooks Carroll, Hunter Lyman, Garrett Colbeck, and Spencer Barr. And again, this is exactly what Casey Brueggemann wanted to see happen at the end of this game. And with a 29-point lead, he can do it. J.J. Montgomery for Bellevue, 3:10 left. 72-43 Jamestown on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Matt Matuck, left wing for a driving Jow. Lay-in, fouled by Lyman. 3 minutes left. Good move by Jow, Lyman's first foul.
And a good pass, good post-to-post pass right there.
Well, this is the next to last men's game in the history of this league. The last is being played in Dickinson. Tell you, after Jow's free throw, that's good. Dickinson State is leading Dakota State 33-17 with 4:41 left in the first half as Dickinson State tries to wrap up the regular season title. Garrett Colbeck for Jamestown, right wing to Brooks Carroll with 2:48 left. Colbeck with a spin, bounce, whoop, nobody there. Barr didn't cut toward the bucket. It's out of bounds to Bellevue.
Wanted the back door, and Spencer didn't go. But these guys that sparingly play, we know this because we've seen shoot around and we've seen practices. These are the guys getting the starters ready for teams exactly like Bellevue.
Think of a scout team in football. That's what these guys do. Because it is, yes, it is so specific. Here's what these guys do, simulate what they do. Matuck with a drive on the baseline, and Matt Matuck, a redshirt freshman from Council Bluffs, Iowa, scores. 72-48 Jamestown with 2:19 to go. Again, it's the Jimmie women and Dickinson State here in the North Star Women's Championship quarterfinal on Wednesday. The Jimmie men in the semifinal here next Saturday. Drive to the baseline by Glasgow. Kicked it out for Barr. NBA three. He hit it! Spencer Barr's third today. Whew. That's some range. 75-48 Jamestown. Allen wants another three. No good. Lyman's in the stat sheet. Hunter with a rebound.
Now you know they're going to try and get these other guys a bucket.
Oh, yeah. 1:40 to go. Glasgow out to Barr. Yeah, Brooks Carroll, all the shots he's taken this year, all 8 of them, are threes. Doesn't here. Colbeck around the Lyman screen. Garrett driving toward the goal. Off glass. Didn't go. Rebound Matuck. Garrett does have 1-3 this year, all the way to the other end. It's short by Matuck, and rebound deflected came to Hunter Lyman. 1:20 to go. To Spencer Barr into the front court. Barr trying to work his way to the right block. Now back out for Cole Glasgow. His lobs for Lyman. Kick out for Colbeck. Here he tries a right angle three off the right rim. Rebound Raphael Allen in Bellevue. Under a minute to play now. Armstout postgame show is coming up. All the way to the rim. Allen, good move, got knocked over by Garrett Colbeck. His first. 52.3 to go. And here comes Tate Grossman. The sophomore, second all-time leading scorer at Harvey Wells County. His 6th game of the year. He'll come in a moment. Allen, the first, is good. And Malik Weaker's going to come in too, the 6-foot redshirt freshman from Aberdeen, South Dakota, his third game of the year. Barr is out. Boy, did he play well again off the bench. You get a three-point guy like that off the bench, that can be helpful in postseason basketball. They're both good for Raphael Allen. 75-50 Jamestown, 46 seconds to go. Tate Grossman running the offense to Malik Weaker. To Hunter Lyman on a high post. Left side, Brooks Carroll. Off a screen, Carroll a three off the front rim. Rebound R.J. Smith in Bellevue. They'll have another possession, 32 seconds to go. Raphael Allen passed Colbeck and passed Lyman, but Hunter got in the way of it. And he lost it out of bounds. Good D there by Hunter Lyman. 26 and a half to go. And here comes Quentin Snell. Another former Shakopee Snaber, just his second game of the year. The junior, 6'1". Quentin off that great Shakopee program where the Cordises have come from too.
I think, well, never mind.
What?
I thought maybe the Jimmies would try and get one of these guys a bucket here at the end, but.
Well, Carroll tried a moment ago, but not now with 11 seconds left. They'll just
They're
pass
playing
it around.
hot potato with the basketball.
Sure. Got to pass it so you get a 5 count on you. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Put it in the record book, baby. A tremendous final weekend of regular season play for the Jamestown Jimmies after holding off Dakota State, who played well last night. It was a dismantling today of the Bellevue Bruins, and Jamestown takes something really good into the postseason with their largest margin of victory this year. Final score in the Gonorrhea Sports scoreboard, the Jamestown Jimmies 75, the Bellevue Bruins 50. Jamestown now 16-10. They finish regular season play in the North Star at 11-4. And for Bellevue, 8 straight losses to go into the postseason. They're 12-16 overall. They're now 4-11 in the league. The Orange Stout postgame show comes next from Harold Newman Arena on the University of Jamestown campus. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Jimmies.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Clinton, and Wishing, as well as Gilbert, Arizona, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a rewarding job in a great environment where you can make a difference in someone else's life every day? SMP Health Ave Maria in Jamestown is looking for you. Visit smphealth.org/Ave Maria and click on the Careers tab to find the most up-to-date openings available. smphealth.org/Ave Maria. They're currently looking for nurses, housekeepers, CNAs, and universal assistants. Be sure to visit the website if you're interested and qualified for any of the positions that are open at smphhealth.org/Ave Maria.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at www.dakotacentral.com.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Bellevue Bruins 75-50 to finish what's likely going to be in second place outright in the NSAA, with Dickinson State leading Dakota State at home by 13. But Jimmie's already knew they are the second seed for the North Star Men's Basketball Championship, and they'll host a semifinal game here next Saturday afternoon. Anthony Walters, big off the bench as usual for Jamestown today, leading the Jimmies 4 double-figure scores. He had 19, 8 of 13 shooting, 3 of 5 on threes, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Silas Benyon, in his final regular season home game, was brilliant again. 16 points, 5 of 10 shooting, a 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. 14 for Owen Heckner. Owen was, well, a weekend Owen had. 5 of 8 today, 4 of 7 on threes after he went 5 of 8 last night from beyond the arc. 10 for Spencer Barr, 8 for Will Cordes, 6 for Jimmie Linus, 2 for Carson Woodford. We'll run down others in a bit, but head coach Casey Brueggemann is with us because, well, they've got a little social that they want to get to, and he wants to get to that, but he's good enough to talk with us. I don't know what more you could ask for your team from these 2 games this weekend, and especially today, defensively. How would you rate that with how this team has played defensively this season?
It's not easy to play defense on back-to-backs. It's not easy to play defense, and our guys dug in. You know, we went out to a 31-13 lead or something like that, which was huge to start fast in a game like this. You can't let a team like Bellevue get wind in their sails. And it wasn't always pretty, but I think we forced double-digit turnovers in the first half for them, and that helps you out a lot, and that's effort. That's toughness. And credit to our seniors. These guys, they've been through a lot these last couple years. They've been through a lot. And for them to buy in, and I think we're playing our best basketball of the year at the right time. So we know we're going to have a tough one in the semifinals, but I'm just thankful for this group.
In Bellevue, we mentioned it. It's tough for them right now. We've talked about how talented they've had to make a few changes in their lineup lately, but you still, and you knew it would have to be hard work to keep these guys off the board. You had 3 more, 4.5 and 5 minute and 4.5 minute scoring droughts. Whatever level of college basketball that is, that's a tough thing to do against any team.
Yeah, I mean, they gave only 13 two-point field goals against these guys, and how much they post up. No, they knew we were going to double the post because we had done that the first couple games, and credit to them, they adjusted to that and got some good looks early. We were fortunate that they didn't knock some of those down, and then we challenged our bigs in the second half. Where, hey, we're just going to play one-on-one. We think we can go one-on-one with these guys, and Jimmie was a monster early. I mean, they tried to punch it in. I think he just stole it 2-3 times, and that's huge to have a senior leader just step up like that. And that's winning your one-on-one. That's winning your one-on-one. That's not relying on scheme. That's just going out and being a dude. And Jimmie was a dude. Carson did great down low. I'm proud of our team defense tonight.
They make a nice little run just before halftime, cut it to 10, and then you get the last bucket of the first half with probably, if we had it on our clocks here, a 1/10 of a second left on the shot clock, and then you just deliver a knockout blow right out of the gates in the second half. I mean, what was sort of the message coming out of the halftime break?
Well, both games, I think, against Bellevue, there'd been a little bit of a lull in the second quarter for us, you might say, heading into halftime. And I think that's a function of their athleticism and size. And you kind of just get in there, and there's so much size, you don't quite know what to do with the basketball. Yeah. So they were able to go on a run there where Raphael Allen hit a couple threes. I think Fritz hit a couple threes in there. So we had the poise to execute and get some good shots. And that's huge, to push a lead from 10 to 14. Because if they're saying, hey, we're down 18, now we got it to 10, they're feeling pretty good. But when it's only at 14, you feel pretty good about what you're doing. And then our guys came out in the second half. It was poise, and it was that message at halftime was like, hey, we know it's college basketball. They have 3 to 4 or 5 of the most talented players in our conference. They're going to make some plays. So we just had to keep playing defense, doing the best we could offensively.
And I'm sure you remembered, as I did, and I said on the air at one point, you remember well what some of your second halves were, especially early in the season. So the message was, you like to say it all the time, stay focused. Well, they did.
It's discipline, right, and it's poise. And I think it's having a good understanding of what drives us. from winning basketball. And our guys have grown in that understanding as the year's gone on. We've known that, hey, sometimes we can shoot some questionable shots if we're trying to make it happen. We have to make it happen as a team, and the trust you can see in this team has gone up in the last few weeks. Even in the Dickinson game, I thought our ball movement was fantastic in the first half. They just happened to go crazy at the end of the first half there. We keep making strides, and hopefully we can carry this momentum into the playoffs.
So at some points today, they're putting R.J. Smith on Silas, and he says, it's okay. I'll just drive past him. That's the type of player Silas is.
He's so fun to coach, right? And I know he's going to be geared up for the playoffs. We didn't quite have the opportunity to do a curtain call for a guy like that, but we got one more game at home, and we know that's a focus, and I was happy that we got Garrett, Brooks, and Hunter in. Those three guys are critical to what we do. All of our guys are critical, but those three seniors are critical. Team first guys, all about winning. They got some good run, and guys like Silas put our team in a position that we could honor all 6 of our seniors by getting them some good minutes tonight.
And I know that probably means a lot to you because, we mentioned during the late stages of that game, when a school undergoes a coaching change, with the rules the way they are, you're allowed to leave if you want. None of these guys had to stay, but they put their trust in you. And I know even just spending 1 year around them, you can't help but feel like a very close-knit family.
I'm extremely grateful. I mean, they had to buy into a vision, but I'll give the University of Jamestown and the Jamestown, North Dakota community all the credit for keeping these guys here. If they didn't feel at home here at UJ, if they didn't feel like there was family here in Jamestown, they would not have came back for that 5th year. So I'm very thankful for those 3 fifth-year seniors to come back for another year, and then you throw in Brooks Carroll, Garrett Colbeck, guys that have given everything they have to the program for 4 years, and then Hunter Lyman coming over from a rival, buying into something, and it's a special group. I'm very thankful.
Well, 2024-25 North Star basketball, as we have said so often, is nothing you can predict. So people may say, it'll be Mayville here next Saturday. Well, it could be, but it could be somebody else. But whoever it is, you know that whoever you have here next Saturday is going to bring their best, but the thing is you have a week to prepare for it again, and you get that sort of preparation in February and March, brother, you'll take it.
Oh, absolutely. I think the first and foremost is just making sure we're healthy, rested. We had a great week of practice, but we went hard. We had to prepare. After you lose a game like that to Dickinson, you got to make sure you have the right type of edge. This was not an important weekend from a standings point because I think we were locked into the 2 seed, but from a mentality and a momentum point, it was a very, very important weekend for us, and I'm proud of our guys for battling through and playing a full 80 minutes of basketball this weekend.
Well, we know there are things you need to get to, so we'll let you do it, but congratulations, Casey, and we'll certainly see you on Saturday, if not before. Congratulations on a great weekend.
Thanks, David. Thanks, BJ. Appreciate
Casey
it,
Brueggemann, the Jimmie's head coach, and what a weekend that his team had, and they take it again today, again with their largest victory margin of this season as they win over Bellevue by a score of 70-55. And there's more coming up here on the Armstown postgame report from Harold Newman Arena on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Looking for a roofing company that truly knows your town? Choose Vetter Construction. Unlike those big-name competitors using our city's name, we're your community experts right here working for you. From repairs to full replacement, our trusted team delivers quality and care that you can trust. For a roof that stands strong, call Vetter Construction today. 320-1990. 320-1990.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, the largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But if you can't wait to go to the store, Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at hugos.com. Once you're done shopping, choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace. Online shopping at hugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Your home for UJ Jimmie. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Jamestown 75, Bellevue 50 to close out the regular season. The Armstown halftime report, the post-game report, I should say, the Jimmies 11-4 in conference. Well, one of the players, head coach Casey Gruen, talked about everybody having to contribute and take part and do well, and that includes Spencer Barr, the sophomore from Aberdeen, South Dakota, who had 3 3-pointers today and 10 points. And as Coach said, it's about everybody buying in, and you've known what your role is for 2 years, but you're happy to have it, and you're one of these guys who certainly has bought in.
Absolutely. Everybody has a role in this team, and it's very important. Even the guys that don't get in, like the bench guys, they're cheering us on the whole game, and they play a huge part. Even the guys that do play, we all contribute to Coach Brugman and his philosophy, and it's working out and it's paying off so far this season.
What about these 2 games you played this weekend? And Coach made the point, yeah, you already knew what your seed was going to be. You knew you were going to play next Saturday. But the attitude was, let's get out and get out, because it was so tough at Dickinson. But that game's got to feel like a year ago now after these 2 games you played this weekend.
It really does. We used the Dickinson game as motivation, and coming into these 2 games this weekend, we had to make a statement moving into the conference tournament, and I felt like we did that. We did it first last night, and then I felt like we made a big statement today against our win against Bellevue.
You guys had a serious killer instinct today. I mean, you came out, delivered a punch, they tried to get back up, you made sure it didn't happen. I mean, your 3-point shooting was really good, but take us through what the game plan was defensively, because I thought that was the best game you guys have played this year from an on-ball defense standpoint.
Well, we knew coming in that, their bigs are super strong. They're built really well, and they're very well in the post as well. They can score in any direction and around the rim. But we knew we just had to kind of trap them. We started out the game trapping them in the post, and they were able to get kick-out threes, so we had to adjust. So second half, we just guarded them straight up in the post, and we ended up making a little run, and it paid off going that way.
And what's it like going on offense against a team with all these bigs, because they're thinking, oh, gosh, we've got all these mismatches defensively, too, but that didn't seem to bother you guys.
No, we have a lot of quick guys, so I feel like we can get in transition super fast, too. We can move the ball, and we can also get it to our bigs, too, who I feel like are super capable, super athletic, and just overall great players. So I feel like whoever we put on the floor is going to make a huge impact.
This is the time of year for fans of college basketball that's the best, but I can imagine you know what you're getting ready for next week. This has got to be the best time of the year for a college basketball player, too.
Oh, absolutely. Building up, there's a big hype into the season leading into it, but there's a different feeling, and it's starting to kick into, like we're starting to get into that conference tournament feeling. So as this week builds up, I know we're just going to keep on building our energy towards that first game on Saturday.
Spencer Barr, another big game off the bench for the sophomore today with 10. Thank you, sir. Good job today. Thanks for coming by.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Spencer Barr, as he and the Jimmies took care of the Bellevue Bruins today by a score of 75-50 as they were very impressive today. And speaking of someone who's always pretty impressive, he's coming over here right now. Anthony Walters, once again, off the bench today, 19 points, and that followed up a great outing for him last night, too, when he scored 17 points. To play these 2 games here, it was so tough at Dickinson, as you guys all know, but to come out here, play these 2 games when your seeding wasn't on the line, what did it mean for this team to play these 2 games here at home like that?
I mean, it was really important. It was the last 2 games of the regular season, so we wanted to come out here, just play hard and play together and just get the job done.
Your role, and you've accepted it very well, because you were told from the start of the year, hey, it's going to be off the bench, but you haven't minded that a bit.
No, not at all. I mean, I'm confident. I love coming off the bench, helping my guys, being that spark, so I'm just going to do my role and just keep doing what I've been doing all year.
I've been politicking pretty hard all year that you're the 6th man of the year in this league, and if anyone else gets a vote, the voters need their votes taken away from them. But you see a bunch of big-built, strong guys like that in pregame. I view that as, oh my God, Anthony's going to go crazy today because this is the kind of game he probably loves.
Right.
Is this the kind of game you enjoy?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I have a big frame. I love getting downhill, and I just feel like nobody could really stop me from getting to my spot, so I just continue to do that.
And then, I mean, your three-point shooting. David made mention of it after your second or third one. You've just got such a really good shot. Have you always had that, or is that something that has developed? Because a big, strong guy like you, it wouldn't be that hard to be a little too strong on a three-point shot.
Right, right. I mean, I've always been able to shoot since I was really young. I was a little chubby kid that just had a good jump shot. You know, I kind of grew into my frame, and the jump shot just carried on with me. So,
I don't know if I asked you this when we've talked before or not, but how much did you play? And as we said, you grew up in Queens. How much, you know, in those playground courts in New York, how much of that did you have growing up?
oh, it was a lot. I mean, I was in the park almost every day, if not on the weekend. I was a little chubby kid with a big lunchbox, so everybody remembered me when I came to the park. They were like, oh, that's the kid with the lunchbox? Let's see what he has in there. But, yeah, just playing in the park, you know, just playing aggressive. There's no foul calls in New York. Everybody just kind of just plays hard, so it was fun, but it's definitely a big part of my life.
How much, how excited are you guys for what's to come? I mean, you get a home game. This place is probably going to be packed.
Right.
Cannot wait to follow along next Saturday. And now you got something on the line. Your 2 wins from a championship and a berth in the national tournament.
Right, right. I mean, it's really exciting. I'm just happy to get to work with these guys this week off. We have a bye, so we're just going to work hard, prepare, practice every day. So when the playoff time comes, we'll be ready.
Coach Brueggemann kept saying how good the workouts were this week, and, I'm one of these people, I'm sure you are too, believes you play how you practice.
There we go, yeah.
And it must have been good this week.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he always preaches that. It's just practice how you're going to play in the game, and if you practice hard, the game will come easy. And he pushes us every day. I mean, Monday was a rough day for us. We ran about 20-something sprints. You know, he was on us, but it helps us because we get in the game, you feel like we're in shape, and we just compete at a high level.
Well, there's no doubt about the high level the Jimmies were last night, and a big part of that was Anthony Walters, superb today again off the bench. And congratulations, looking forward to next Saturday. Thanks for coming by.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank
Anthony Walters, as he and the Jimmies took care of business once again today in stopping Bellevue by a score of 75-50 each.
Might be the offensive player of the week. I mean, 36 points in 2 games.
Yeah, very well might be.
Although we might have some competition from Owen Heckner.
Yeah, true. Yeah, with all those threes he's made. Let's run down some of the numbers we have not yet. First, the scoring for Bellevue. We haven't told you about that. T.J. Fritz, their only double-figure scorer with 11. 3 of 9 shooting. He had 3 threes. Raphael Allen had 9. He had 2 threes. Deng Jiao had 8. R.J. Smith was 6. 4 each for T.J. Montgomery and Christian Carter, and 2 for Liam Thompson. Jamestown shot 56% from the floor in the win last night, 54% today on 27 of 50, 13 of 24 on threes. So that is 54% from beyond the arc, and that is among the best numbers they've had in that category all year. Not quite the best, but very good. 8 of 10 at the line. 28 rebounds for each team. 13 assists for the Jimmies. 11 turnovers. They had 10 steals today. Mr. Linus is standing in front of us, and Jimmie had 4 of those steals today. And 16 turnovers by Bellevue. 18-11 Jamestown points off turnovers, 26 for each team in the paint, 12-8 second chance points Bellevue. Jamestown bench scoring lead 31-25. 3 lead changes. They came early. Bellevue led by 4 very early. Jamestown matched their longest lead of the season in the second half when they led by 31, and they take it by 25, 75-50. And I just think that for this team, BJ, how they have played last night and today is a very, very good sign going forward.
2 reasons for that. 1, their on-ball defense today was so good, and 2, 54 and 50s.
56 last night.
56 last night and 54
today, yep.
If you shoot like that, it's not going to matter what the other team does because they are not going to be able to beat you if you're shooting the ball like that. this team, you know, we use the phrase, we're guilty of it in the media. Of course we are. It would be hypocritical to say we're not. Oh, are you peaking at the right time? And coaches never want to talk about it. The Jimmies are peaking at the right time.
You want to play well in February and March. They played their last game in February. Their next one will be in March. Dickinson State is trying to wrap up the regular season title, and they're leading Dakota State out in Dickinson 42-30 with just under 17 minutes left in the last ever regular season men's basketball game in the North Stars. We've told you during the year the 5 teams other than the Jimmies, who of course go to the NSIC and NCAA Division II. Everybody else goes to the Frontier Conference next year, where some of these schools have been before. Of course, for VCSU, that'll be a new conference for them. Jimmie women, it was not a good day. A 65-59 loss to Bellevue, 5 losses in their last 8 to end the regular season. They are the 3 seed. They knew that going in, but Bellevue ties them for 3rd place. They'll play Dickinson State here on Wednesday night. Again, game times haven't been announced, but we expect that to be a 7 o'clock tip and a 6:30 your time. And remember that we also expect next Saturday to be the 1 o'clock tip for the Jimmie men. But for Wednesday night, the Jimmie women, no, they know they have work to do. And yes, it's Dickinson State, and yes, they've struggled, and yes, they went 3-12 in the league, but that doesn't matter. The Jimmies of women have really got to pick up their play going into Wednesday night.
They do, and the secret's out. If it was a secret, the secret's out. Press this team and pound the ball inside.
Yep, no doubt. The Jimmies have to take that victory in order to get themselves to Mayville next Saturday for a meeting with the 2nd-seeded Comets. We'll say it again. It just seems like yesterday. I was sitting here on October 27th watching the Jimmie women against Brandon. We were here on the 2nd of November for the first regular season men's game. Casey's head coaching debut against Briarcliff, and now the regular season's over. But the best part of the year is coming up, buddy.
It certainly is. I mean, and genuine excitement around here, especially for this men's team. I mean, I wouldn't know because I've never seen the same 2 teams play 4 times in 1 year, but I would be hard-pressed to convince anyone that Dickinson State can beat Jamestown 4 times.
We may, I say may, capitalize, as Dan Rather would say, capitalize in quotes, underline. It may happen. It may not. We'll see. Our thanks, as always, to University of Jamestown Sports Information Director Ryan Michelson. For B.J. Walters, I'm David Burrell. The regular season is done for Jamestown Jimmies basketball. Once again, the final scores on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Bellevue's women over the Jimmies 65-59. The Jimmie men superb again in a 75-50 win over Bellevue. Again, Wednesday evening here at Harold Newman Arena, the Jimmie women and Dickinson State in the quarterfinal of the North Star Women's Basketball Championship. Again, the time has not been officially announced, but we expect that to be a 6:30 air time on Wednesday. Remember, 6:30 on Tuesday. Blue Jay basketball, the doubleheader at Dickinson. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night from the University of Jamestown. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Jamestown Jimmies basketball has been brought to you by Creative Energy and Dan Superstop, Dakota Central, Hugo's Family Marketplace, Otter Tail Power.